Did you know that there is a recipe for effective communication? I've been obsessed with communication for decades. I started writing a book when I was 9, an award-winning screenwriter, a TV writer-producer, and I love to deconstruct things so that I can see what is the structure holding this together. So in a minute, I'm going to be covering the structure holding together effective marketing videos so that you can put together a marketing funnel with videos using the training that I cover in the Your $1 Million Message training. So we're going to go point by point, and you're going to be able to apply this to your business, your content, your thought leadership. So your marketing funnel structure, or the blueprint that you can implement to create an amazing video series that you can use in your marketing funnel. Coming up in just a second. All right, so all effective communication follows a certain structure, but most people do not know what the structure is. So I like to teach structure so that you can have these tools in your toolkit. The meditation I'm going to use to start this actually has a structure, which I probably won't teach you today, but I can teach it another time. But I just want to point out that good communication has a structure. And the difference between thinking that you're going on and on and on and on and then you haven't got to the point is first thinking, what is the structure and how am I going to get out of this? What is the end? What is the point? What is the end? Right? Usually you're good at the beginning. So this is a spiritual mind treatment, which has a structure. See if you can see the structure in it. Okay.
I've been trying to pay attention to it several times.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
I know that there's a pattern or something.
There's a pattern. There's something going. She's doing something.
Yeah, there's something there.
All right. So inhale and relax your body. Exhale and smile. Inhale, coming fully into the present moment. And exhale, knowing it's a wonderful moment. And again, inhale and relax your body. Exhale and smile. And inhale, coming fully into the present moment. I'm going to say a few words to set this day apart for us from regular conversation. So I honor and acknowledge that the divine is, God is, the Holy Spirit is, the universe is, your higher self is, whatever word works best and resonates best with your belief system. And I honor and acknowledge that that divine energy field is infinite knowledge, wisdom, intelligence, creativity, prosperity, clarity, joy, happiness, upliftment, and other wonderful and miraculous things. And I honor and acknowledge that that divine energy is everywhere and in everyone, including in Pamela, including in Joseph, including in Jennifer, including in me, including each person who's listening to my voice right now. So I claim and remind us that you are like a drop of water in the ocean of the body of the universe, or the body of God. Therefore, as you are created of the same likeness from the same material, just again, like a drop of water is of the same material as of the ocean. So I remind you that you are, and you have access to, infinite prosperity, clarity, joy, happiness, wealth, health, peace, power, creativity, connection, abundance, glory, and other amazing things.
Amen.
Right here, right now. And I now declare and speak the word for this day and for this miraculous thought leader mastermind and media coaching, that we will be divinely supported every step of the way, and that your most authentic, most powerful, most joyful, most impactful words will come easily and effortlessly to you as you tap into the divine essence that you truly are, with my coaching and mentoring and support and each other's masterminding and mentoring and support, that everything will unfold beautifully in divine right timing. Even the things that we think might not be quite right are absolutely perfect. And that you will leave this day already thinking, gosh, I got everything I needed from the whole 3 days. What else can unfold And then even more will unfold, taking your expertise deeper and deeper with practice and just owning your power, owning your light, owning and stepping fully into being the thought leader that you truly are. And I release this intention with gratitude and with thanksgiving, knowing it was already done even before I spoke. So be it, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. What intention would you like to add?
For today?
Yeah.
Well, I always have the word focus in mind, so there's always that.
Focus.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just to be focused, to be in the moment, not to be concerned about what's going on
Nice.
in our surroundings. So while we were going through that prayer and petition, the wind picked up.
Yeah.
And the birds got louder right in the heart of when we were opening up
Yeah.
and really connecting with our divine.
Yeah.
So I felt very at
Nice.
home and at peace.
Nice.
Yeah. So I didn't hear any kitchen noises. I just heard,
Nice.
what he was saying and breathing.
Beautiful.
Very, very divine and inspirational.
Beautiful.
Yeah, crazy. Thank you.
How about you, Jennifer?
Yeah.
What is your intention?
My intention today
today.
is to reopen myself to creative processes. Is there something that just to refine and to tweak the different ideas that I have and to bring them into a place of utilization? Because they're only thoughts, they are not very useful. But if they can be brought into something that can be shared or something that can be used for the betterment of people, that's
And they can.
yes.
Yeah, everything is
Mhm.
twice created. So if the thought is needed, that's the blueprint. But then the manifestation needs to follow, or as you said, it's not so useful. It's not
Right.
yet. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll just quickly reveal the structure behind it. That's not my structure, but that's what I am, a collector of structures, communication, because I'm fascinated with communication. So that is, forgetting the guy's name, but it's from the science of mind. I might be wrong name if I said it, so I won't say it. So, but there's 5 steps to it. So it's good if there's no more than 5 steps. So the breathing that I did at the beginning, I always do that. That's not actually part of it, but I always think you have to bring the person into the present before anything good can happen. So the first step is to acknowledge God. So in whatever words, work right for you or your client. If you're
Whomever is in-
it's a mind treatment. It's a spiritual mind treatment is what it's called. You can Google it. So first, and you're treating the mind. So it's not a begging kind of a prayer that we've often been taught in Catholic and Protestant churches, like, "Oh God, please, would you?" It's known as it's a claiming, proclaiming, declaring, asserting kind of thing. And you're treating your mind and the mind of the other person. So it is important that you declare it as so. We use this all the time with the coaching that I teach
Yeah,
at the
right.
Grief Coach Academy. Okay, so you declare God or universe or divine as so, and then you name some character traits that are so of that divine energy. And then the second step is to remind yourself and the other people listening that you are made of the same fabric. So as God is, so am I. As God is, so is man and woman. And then you take those same character traits, more or less, and remind that we are those things, or we are channels for those things, if that is more aligned with the belief system. But you declare it as so. You don't say, "God, please, could I have abundance?" You'd say, "No, gosh, God is so abundant. Look at how many different kinds of plants there are just in the eyeful." God is abundant.
Well, they say, scriptures say to prayer as if it's happened, right? So
Exactly.
If you're not believing, then,
Yeah.
exactly. It's,
So this
you're
helps
coming
with the
from a
believing and to
poverty or an orphan spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
faith it till you make it.
Faith
like
it
you
till you
said.
make it.
I like
Till
that.
you make it.
And then the third step is the body of the prayer. So you've already shifted the mind. This is a main thing we're going to talk about in all kinds of communication is mind shifts. So those first two things shift the mind, and then the body of the prayer or the body of the spiritual mind treatment is what you're declaring as so. So I declared as so that the day was perfect, the creativity would flow, you'd get everything you wanted and more so, and by the end of today it'd be like, wow, that could have been the whole event. We got so much, we're totally full, I can't wait till tomorrow because all this is gravy or icing on the cake. Okay, so that's the third step. You can put anything you want, but again, it's the declarative language, declaring it as already done, not in the future, but right now. And then the fourth step is give thanks. Because it's already done. Give thanks for the manifestation, for the realization of the prayer, the intention, the spiritual mind treatment. And then the fifth step is to release it. So once you've prayed for whatever you're praying for the audience or for yourself or for a client, it's done. You don't have to say it 49 times. It's important to let it go because you've handed it over to the divine. Don't be taking on back, right?
Yeah.
So pray every morning, pray, or meditate or whatever is the right language once a day to reconnect, but then it's done. Just let it go. Don't, because the universe is a gazillion times more powerful than we are. So if we keep taking it back, we're like, our little tiny hands can handle this better than the universal manager. I don't think so.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so that's the structure of a spiritual mind treatment. Once you know the structure, then it's very easy to flow up here. Right? I could say anything. This is what I want for you. There's structures to pitching to raise capital. There's structures to being on TV. There's structures to, well, you learned the myth bust last week. There's a structure to the myth bust. You know the structure now. You're like, I can see all kinds of myth busts, right? And they have a nice beginning, middle, end. They're like, they're a nice little piece, right? So once you know the structure, then you learn the structure, you practice the structure, and then you wing it. But you're not winging it without a safety net. You're winging it with the safety net of, I know the structure, and if I hit these 5 steps, it's going to feel like it's got a beginning, middle, and end. It's going to feel satisfying to the listener. It's going to do the work that I want it to do. All right, so that's one example. All right, spiritual mind treatment. Check it out online.
That's great.
Any feedback on that? Is that the same as how you pray or different?
I like variety, so for me, I don't know that I've done all 5 steps like for a long period of time, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Good.
Yeah.
But all the aspects are perfect. I mean, it's really good.
Good.
Okay.
So let's implement your $1 million message, and let's implement your marketing funnel videos to make you money. All right,
Great. I like that.
because if we had the 5 steps, like one of them would be ka-ching, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So in a minute, Joseph's going to show us on the TV because he's so techie. I love having a techie person to help us.
I need one of those.
Some of the structure to look at for creating a video of your $1 million message that's going to move the needle.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
And it's not a question everybody wants to be rich and thin, right? We know how to eat right. We know how we should go to the gym. But the difference between knowing and doing is huge. And your $1 million message or enroll in conversations or making cha-ching is much more like going to the gym than it is like knowing the formula for pie.
Yeah.
You gotta keep practicing that muscle. Like you saw me you saw me the shooting videos this morning. Like I'm still learning, and it's partly learning, but it's also that neuroscience, like that muscle. So that's what we really, I want you to really lean into. I shot a video yesterday, which I might show you eventually, but there was a virtuoso pianist. He was still performing at the world-class level in his 80s.
Wow.
Cool.
So he's a very good piano player. And he said, if I don't practice for 1 day, I can hear the difference.
Really?
If I don't practice for 2 days, my wife can hear the difference. And if I don't practice for 3 days, the world can hear the difference.
Wow.
So that was in the book The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle.
Yeah.
And it's really a beautiful and amazing thing that at no matter what age, even over 50, especially over 50, some people say, you can continue to grow myelin, and that myelin is the sheath around the nerves, which changes how fast you can do something. So we normally can trundle along at 2 miles an hour, but with practice, with deep practice at the edge of what you're capable of doing, you're building more myelin. And then instead of 2 miles an hour, it's 200 miles an hour or more. You can 100x it. So what I want us to have a safe place for is not playing in your comfort zone. This is something I really want for you especially. You're very comfortable, and I really want you to push the limits, because the I know it already mind, or the I got this and I have this sweet spot, and you do. You're very good, but I want extraordinary. I want mastery for you. I want like 88-year-old virtuoso speaker for you, and you have the capacity. And my invitation is that you put down the comfort zone and that you deliberately go, Jennifer, if you want to go from 2 miles an hour to 200 miles an hour, the only way that happens is building myelin. And guess what, baby? You don't build myelin in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You're going to stay the same.
So
And you already know how to do the same. You wouldn't be here if you wanted to just 10% better.
Yeah.
And I want
Yes.
10x or 27x, right? And so I really want us to know that when we are at the edge of when we're deeply practicing, which means we have intention, we're focused, and we are intentional that we want to take it to the next level, that's when we're building myelin, and it's only happening at the edges. So permission to push each other? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. All right.
opening up to the being pushed, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So yesterday, while I was waiting for the bus, this woman ran past, and you could tell that she had had a stroke. But she had a marathon's running body, and she was running, and she was doing
Wow.
whatever she could with whatever ability she had left. You could see it, but I was so inspired by her because she was building myelin. Like she was, in that place, and nobody else was on the street but her. Right?
Oh, wow,
She
good
was
for
so
her.
focused and so driven to just get to whatever her destination was.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mom had multiple strokes, and one of them was quite profound. So she was really dragging
Yeah.
this
Well, that's
one leg.
yeah.
And she's left-handed. It was her left leg, and it was her left arm, so she couldn't even hold a spoon to eat soup or whatever. And she had already read The Brain That Changes Itself, which is even more depth around neuroplasticity in your brain and how you need to keep challenging yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm all worried about her fretful daughter. So I wanted to get her a cane or something. She's like, pfft. She knew that she had to keep moving and that it had to be on the edge. And, within about a month, it was not perceptible drag.
Yeah.
And it was not only that she was able to compensate, but it got better.
Yeah.
But she exercised every friggin' day. And
Yeah.
she would go outside and she didn't mind looking stupid. She would hang on to this and she'd go like this. And she'd go like that. She'd go like that. Like she just,
You have to do it.
do
Went
like
for it.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing here, except
That's great.
with your communication.